This is Dave. He's on vacation. He just stepped on what he thinks is a rock. Dave is wrong. It's a stonefish. Almost nothing in the ocean is more venomous. Here's the part nobody expects. It almost never kills you. What it does instead is worse. And the one thing that saves Dave fights every instinct he has. So how do you step on the most venomous fish in the sea? Easy. You never see it. A stonefish doesn't flee and hide like normal prey. It becomes the seafloor. It's the most common stonefish on the reef, and the most likely to meet your foot. Its skin mimics rock and coral. Bumps, color, texture, all of it. Algae and barnacles grow right on its back. It wriggles down into sand and rubble until it's basically gone. Then it does the one thing it's best at, nothing. It sits dead still and waits for a meal to wander past. An ambush hunter lives on patience, not speed. Small fish, shrimp, gulp down faster than you can blink, and it picks its spot with terrible precision. Reef flats, shallow lagoons, warm tidal pools, the exact water people wade through barefoot. So when Dave steps down, the fish doesn't panic. Why would it? Dinner just arrived. Step on almost anything in the sea and it bolts. Step on this and it doesn't twitch. But here's what should really keep you up at night. It doesn't even have to be alive. Out of water, it can last a day. Venom stays armed for days after it dies. That gray lump drying on the sand, still loaded. The second Dave's weight comes down, he feels a sharp jab and yanks his foot back. A quick poke, no big deal, he thinks. Dave has no idea what just happened. Along the fish's back stand 13 needle-sharp spines. 3 more sit on the underside, 2 more below that. Every single one comes wrapped in its own pair of venom glands. But here's the twist most people get wrong. The stonefish doesn't bite. It doesn't even inject. It can't choose to fire its venom at all. Each spine is just a loaded spring, waiting for pressure. And the pressure is Dave. When a spine drives in, the skin around it slides down and squeezes the glands. Like a thumb on a syringe. The seal bursts and venom is forced into the wound. It's chemistry, not aggression. Mechanical, cold, automatic. The harder he steps, the bigger the dose. More spines, more venom. It's why doctors will count the holes in his foot. Each puncture is one more dose sitting under his skin. And the shoe Dave thought would protect him, these spines punch through a soft sole, through a sneaker, even through a boot. So let's be clear, the fish never attacked Dave. It just sat there. Dave brought the weight. Dave did this to himself. Look at the wound. 2, maybe 3 little pinpricks, barely bleeding. It looks like nothing. That's the cruelest trick of all. Dave is about to have the worst hour of his life. Stonefish pain is wildly out of proportion to the hole that caused it. It starts within seconds. A burning, building deep in the foot. And it doesn't spike and fade like a normal sting. It climbs, slowly. For about an hour, it just gets worse. And it refuses to stay put. It crawls up the ankle. The calf, the whole leg starts to scream. How bad are we talking? In one old report, hardened fishermen, men who don't flinch, were reduced to tears. 3 out of 4 people rate it 8 to 10 out of 10, the very top of the scale. Childbirth level, major burn level. So why is a pinprick this savage? There's no single villain. It's a chemical cocktail, and one enzyme works like a crowbar, prying the tissue open. So the venom spreads further, and the pain marches up the leg. Now here's the part that breaks people. Without treatment, this doesn't peak and quit. It can run at full volume for up to 12 hours. And the cruelest part? The pain is just the alarm. The real damage is happening somewhere Dave can't feel yet. The pain is screaming injury. But a stubbed toe screams too. So why does the body treat a foot wound like a 5-alarm fire? Because this isn't simple poison. Stonefish venom isn't one weapon. It's a toolkit, and every tool has a job. Tool 1. Proteins that punch microscopic holes in your cells. Walls that should stay sealed suddenly leak and burst. It does the same to red blood cells, popping them open. Tool 2 goes after the wiring between your nerves and muscles. It floods that junction with the signal that tells muscles to fire, all at once. A scrambled, non-stop order to contract. Your muscles aren't damaged by force, they're misinformed. And Tool 3 quietly heads for the heart. It jams the tiny gate that times every single beat. Each beat gets stretched, distorted, knocked off rhythm. Scientists call these stonostoxin, verrucotoxin, and others. But the names don't matter to Dave. The effect does. Here's the cruelest design of all. Your body has an emergency protocol for poison. This venom is built to trip every wire of it at once. Your own alarm system starts working against you. And when all those wires trip together, it stops being a problem in Dave's foot. By now, the venom has left the foot and entered the bloodstream. And for most people, the nightmare stays in the leg. But in the worst cases, it does something far scarier. It convinces the entire body that it's dying. First, blood pressure can fall off a cliff, the vessels go slack, they widen, and pressure drops. The brain, starved of flow, starts to swim. Then the heart can lose its rhythm. Some hearts race, others slow to a crawl. The wiring is scrambled, skipping beats, stumbling, out of step. The muscles go weak and heavy, and in severe cases, the weakness reaches the muscles you breathe with. Each breath turns into work. Fluid can even start to seep into the lungs. The body can spike a fever as it fights. And in the rarest, darkest cases, the circulation simply fails. Now here's the twist that changes everything. For the vast majority of victims, none of this happens. The deadly full-body storm hits only a small minority. So why even bring it up? Because when it does come, it can come fast. Minutes, not days. And nothing tells you in advance whose body will overreact. The clock is already running. But even if Dave's body stays calm, the foot itself is only just getting started. The pain was just the alarm bell. Now the foot itself goes to war. Within minutes, it starts to swell, not a little. The whole foot balloons, hot and tight. And the swelling climbs, sometimes far up the leg. The more puncture holes, the bigger the flood. Then, around the wound, something worse can begin. The tissue right at the punctures can start to die. About 1 in 4 gets a dark, dead ring around the wound. In bad cases, that dead tissue has to be cut away by surgeons. This isn't instant. It creeps in over hours and days, which means the danger doesn't end when the pain peaks. And there's a hidden problem buried in the wound. Spine tips are brittle. They snap off and stay inside. That's why these wounds get x-rayed to hunt for fragments. Then there's infection. This was a dirty puncture in seawater. Most stay minor. A rare few turn into flesh-eating infections. And that part isn't even the venom. It's what rode in with it. So, how does this usually end? Better than you'd think. Most people fully recover. A few days in hospital, a week or two to walk normally again. Some keep a patch of numbness where the venom hit. All of it, pain, swelling, dying tissue, is treatable. If and only if Dave does the one thing he'd never think to do. Dave is in agony, and every instinct in his body screams the same thing. Cool it down, ice, cold water, anything cold. That instinct is completely, dangerously wrong. The thing that actually helps feels insane. Hot water, as hot as he can safely stand. Around 45 degrees Celsius. Hot, but not scalding. Stonefish venom is built from proteins, and proteins fall apart when you heat them. Heat breaks the venom's weapons before they finish the job. But this is no magic off switch. It calms the pain and disarms the venom near the surface. The venom already deep in the tissue, heat can't reach all of it, so hot water buys time. It doesn't end the fight. For the severe cases, there's an anti-venom. And remember those puncture holes? Doctors count them to set the dose. One thing they won't do: pack it in ice or wrap it tight. For this venom, both can make things worse. So let's go back to the question we opened with. The most venomous fish in the sea. How is Dave still alive? Because here's the secret it's been hiding. It almost never kills anyone. Hundreds of stings in modern studies, with 0 deaths. In Australia, not one recorded death in over a century. The horror was never about dying. It's an hour of pain that breaks grown adults. It's a body convinced it's dying when it usually isn't. And it's surviving only by defying every instinct you have. The stonefish doesn't kill Dave. It just teaches him, in the worst way imaginable. Dave's going to live. His foot is soaking in hot water. He beat the deadliest fish alive by ignoring everything his body told him. So what should Dave survive next? Tell me below.